Very few children have experienced a childhood quite like the Jolie-Pitt siblings. From the moment they were born or adopted, the cameras followed nearly every family outing, every vacation, every airport arrival, every red carpet. Unlike most celebrity families, the Jolie-Pitts became a global phenomenon. Angelina and Brad often spoke publicly about raising 6 children from different backgrounds while encouraging each of them to embrace their own identity. But after the separation in 2016, life inevitably changed. The family became more private, public appearances became rare, and as the children entered adulthood, they gradually began making their own choices, away from the image people once associated with the famous Hollywood family. Among those changes, fans began paying closer attention to Shiloh and Vivienne, not because they sought the spotlight, but because they seemed remarkably comfortable supporting one another. For much of her childhood, Shiloh attracted enormous media attention. Almost everything she wore or did became a headline. Yet despite years of public fascination, she has increasingly chosen a quieter path. Rather than pursuing acting like many expected, Shiloh developed a passion for dance. Videos of her performances at dance studios occasionally surfaced online, impressing viewers with her commitment and natural talent. What stood out wasn't celebrity status, it was discipline. Instructors praised her work ethic rather than her famous last name. That distinction mattered. Instead of building a public image through interviews or social media, Shiloh appeared to let her work speak for itself. It's an approach many fans admire, one built on authenticity rather than publicity.
While Shiloh found her passion through dance, Vivienne began attracting attention in a much quieter but equally meaningful way. For years, many people remembered Vivienne as the young child who briefly appeared alongside Angelina Jolie in Maleficent. At the time, it seemed like a fun family moment rather than the beginning of a Hollywood career. As she grew older, however, Vivienne appeared to take a very different path. Instead of stepping in front of the cameras, she showed an interest in what happens behind them. That became especially clear in 2024, when Angelina Jolie revealed that Vivienne had worked with her on the Broadway production of The Outsiders. But what surprised many fans wasn't simply that she was involved, it was the role she chose. Vivienne wasn't there as a performer seeking applause or media attention. She worked as a volunteer assistant, helping the production team behind the scenes. It wasn't a glamorous position, but it was one that required commitment, organization, and a willingness to learn from experienced professionals. Angelina later shared that Vivienne had become deeply interested in theater and wanted to understand every part of the creative process. Rather than focusing only on what audiences see on stage, she was curious about everything that happens before the curtain rises, the rehearsals, the coordination, the countless details that bring a production to life. That mindset caught the attention of many fans.
In a world where celebrity children are often expected to chase the spotlight, Vivienne appeared to be doing the opposite. She seemed far more interested in learning than in being seen. It's a choice that says a great deal about her personality. Working backstage means long hours, careful planning, and teamwork. It also means accepting that the audience may never know your name, even though your work helps make the entire production possible. For someone raised in one of the world's most famous families, that's a remarkably grounded approach. It also reflects something Angelina has emphasized for years. She has often spoken about encouraging her children to explore their own interests instead of following expectations created by their family's fame. Whether those passions involve the arts, humanitarian work, education, or something completely different, she has consistently said that each child should have the freedom to discover their own path. Vivienne's experience on The Outsiders seemed to embody exactly that philosophy. Rather than relying on her famous last name, she chose to gain experience from the ground up, learning by observing, listening, and contributing wherever she could. And while that journey was inspiring on its own, it also revealed something even more interesting. As both Vivienne and Shiloh entered adulthood, their individual choices began to paint a larger picture. one of two sisters quietly growing into confident young women while supporting the same values of independence, hard work, and authenticity. And that's where their story becomes even more compelling.
As Vivienne explored the world behind the curtain and Shiloh continued to dedicate herself to dance, something else gradually became impossible for many longtime followers of the Jolie-Pitt family to ignore. Although the two sisters have chosen very different interests, their journeys seem connected by the same underlying values. Neither has appeared eager to build a public celebrity image. Neither regularly gives interviews. Neither has pursued constant media attention or a major social media presence. Instead, they have allowed their actions to speak louder than headlines. Over the years, whenever the Jolie-Pitt family has made public appearances, many fans have noticed how naturally the siblings interact with one another. There is rarely any sign of competition for attention. Instead, their body language often suggests a sense of comfort and familiarity that comes from growing up together through extraordinary circumstances. Of course, only the family truly knows the nature of their private relationships, and it's important to not read too much into brief public moments. But what has consistently stood out is the calm and supportive atmosphere they seem to project whenever they are seen together. That impression has resonated with many people. After all, growing up under constant public attention isn't easy. From a young age, every family outing, every photograph, and every life milestone became international news. While most children have the opportunity to make mistakes away from public scrutiny, the Jolie-Pitt siblings experienced much of their childhood with cameras never far away. Despite that unique upbringing, both Shiloh and Vivienne appear to have developed a strong sense of individuality. Shiloh has focused on dance, investing years into improving her skills and earning praise for her dedication.
Vivienne, meanwhile, has shown genuine curiosity about theater production, embracing the collaborative work that happens behind the scenes rather than seeking center stage. Their interests may be different, but the message behind them feels remarkably similar. Success doesn't always mean being the most visible person in the room. Sometimes it means finding something you truly enjoy and committing yourself to it with patience, humility, and determination. That perspective represents a noticeable shift from the image many people once had of the Jolie-Pitt family. Years ago, public conversations often centered on Angelina and Brad's global fame. Today, the focus has gradually moved toward the children as individuals, not because of dramatic headlines, but because of the thoughtful choices they're making as they grow into adulthood. In many ways, Shiloh and Vivienne have become symbols of that new chapter, a chapter defined less by Hollywood glamour and more by independence, personal growth, and the freedom to build lives on their own terms. But perhaps the most meaningful part of this story isn't simply the paths they've chosen, it's what those choices reveal about the values that seem to have shaped the entire family, and why those values may become the Jolie-Pitt family's most enduring legacy.
As Vivienne and Shiloh continue to grow into adulthood, their story reminds us that true legacy isn't built on fame, it's built on character, independence, and family. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which Jolie-Pitt siblings' journey you find most inspiring. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.